What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. And Jay is in a fancy house. You actually showed us your house. You don't have your green screen up, Jay. Didn't know you had a nice grand piano back there.
Trying, I figured it's time to see how life is really happening over here.
See how the other half lives. Look at this.
Yeah.
Pretty clean place you got, Jay.
I have people come over and clean it for me.
Mexicans?
I don't really know. They usually come when I'm doing this show. So
maybe they'll walk in. Maybe they'll walk in behind you
right now. Maybe
tidy up the pillows. I mean, it looks pretty clean. I don't think anything needs to be done. You could probably save some money, call them off for the day.
They're in the bedroom. Needs a lot of work.
Really?
So, yeah, needs a lot of work. That's for sure.
There you go. Probably a lot of time in the bathroom as well. Based on the white method, the pipes might need a little the pipe in the shower might need a little snake, maybe. Just a guess.
Never know what can happen over here, especially the way I eat. Just never know what's gonna happen. But it's good to be here on a Monday. I hope the internet holds up. It was a little wonky this morning, but it seems to be just fine right now.
That's good. Something tells me Jay's not where he should be. Like by that, I just mean he's not home. Not that he shouldn't be somewhere else, but
no, I'm not home. And because I love our viewers, I'll give this is really where I'm at. It's just pretty plain, pretty boring, pretty dull. Nobody wants to see that crap.
There's going to be somebody that finds that couch and is like, I know exactly what place he's staying at.
Probably.
Look it up online. But how's your weekend, Jay?
The weekend has been fantastic so far. Hoping to get a little color on the face here this week. Nice. Wow. Now I look like I'm sick. Hold on. Yeah, maybe that's better. A little color on the face. Obviously, my lighting sucks here for the stream, but it's doing well. Also,
yeah, it's tough. News. It's tough getting in the sun sometimes. When you live in Florida. Gotta go somewhere else for that.
Exactly. Also, breaking news, man. We had a fight break out at Disney again.
You weren't there.
I was going to go right into this story. I don't know how I'm going to share this. I figure we just get this out of the way if you don't mind.
Okay.
I think it's hilarious. And of course, I'm not here. I'm not freaking here to film this. A group brawl breaks out at Disney's Contemporary Resort just a few days ago, Ryan. Now, listen, I got to be honest with you. This ain't a hotel for the poors, okay? This is one of those resorts that I could never stay in. It costs about $600 a night on a slow day to stay in here. So these people here probably were just the rich snobs that just got a little upset at something going on. I don't know. The only thing I could ever do in this resort is the tram to the Magic Kingdom goes through this resort. Do you know the one I'm talking about, Ryan? Like the one that I'm talking about? Yeah.
I have
it's one of
never
the
been on
original.
the Disney tram thing. I gotta say, I've never been there.
Okay, well, it's one of the original resorts, like from way back in the day. It's a classic. The tram actually goes inside this resort where you could stay. But apparently, a fight broke out. A new viral video shows a fist fight breaking out between a group of several guests standing in the Disney's contemporary resort. Now, I'll show the video. It's a TikTok video, and should we just go right into it? Like,
Let's watch it.
should we just see the video? Okay.
I have my preconceived notions about what may have happened here, but I'll let the video tell me the story.
Now, I got a warning. So for sensitive content.
Oh, let's watch anyway.
So if it wants to play, I don't know.
Gotta hit it again.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50.
So this guy comes out of nowhere with a shove in the back. This guy takes a punch to the face. Here comes a lady with a baby. She's getting involved.
Baby.
The other lady's taking the baby out of the way. Let's go back. Let's wait. Let's get that dumb song off here. All right. So we see this guy right here. Something's happening. This guy with the beer belly is very upset. Right? He starts shoving, and then you know this guy's something's going down when like white people start, like when they're about to fight, they start doing this kind of thing. It's like it's a warm up. It's like a stretch.
When you get to our age, you got to, you know.
Yeah. So let's go back, and you can watch this one guy jumping around. There he is. He starts jumping around in the black tee. Then out of nowhere comes the I don't know what kind of color you call that, maybe a brownish.
Beige.
Out of nowhere. He shoves the whole crowd. This lady here is a Disney employee, and she's trying to break it up. She's just got her arms out for some bizarre reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Yeah, that's probably
the
it.
lady in the red dress has her baby like with her. I think that's the baby that was supposed to be in that stroller.
So there's the baby, and she's got her arm out because, you know, that's what women do. Like, hey,
stop. We're on vacation. Wait, stop. Yeah.
So then we get going. Now someone takes a punch right here in the back. You can barely see it. We'll try to slow it down. Like there's the knock blow, like right in the back. There's a lot of cheating going on here. Now the next lady comes up with some baby carriage, and she's going to get involved in this whole thing. And then they all
are all going
off.
after their respective men to like try to get them to calm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's the fight in question that broke out of Disney's Contemporary. Only 15 seconds. I wish I was there. I would run up right in the middle of it with the cameras going. You know, one of these days it's going to happen. It's bound to happen that I will be at a theme park when some scuffle happens, and I got my phone, and I'm just gonna first I'm gonna do one of these, like I'm gonna hold it up with a big thumbs up and just run in the middle of it. And I might take a pop or two, but it'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. I think I can hang.
That's a little baby, man.
Yeah.
That's a little baby.
And this lady gets knocked right at the very end. Like she kind of like gets a little shoved. Like you can see them. Everybody's just pushing and hollering. I don't know what started this fight. It looked like this guy right here. Oh, freaking heck. TikTok. I can pull it back ever so carefully, and I can't. Without it going.
It's all right. I think we got the gist of it.
This guy right here started it. The article goes on to say nobody knows what happened. They just know that the police ended up showing up and just talking to the people, and there's no word as of yet what has happened. But I'm sure there will be a police report, and we'll find out and get to the bottom of this, because Contemporary Hotel now. I can understand if this happened at, you know, the cheaper hotels. I'm okay. I respect that. Usually happens. It's very crowded. People are angry.
What are the cheaper hotels?
Like the All-Star. The All-Star
I
Hotel.
stayed there. I stayed there in 2000 when I came down. So it must mean I was poor.
It's the cheapest hotel on property.
It was cool, dude. Had those big freaking the massive basketball hoops and everything behind there.
Kind of thing.
I bought a little tiny basketball and was trying to chuck it up as high as I could. I mean, I was pretty little though. I mean, it was like in 5th grade or something. So
Also, the Pop Century Resort is one of the cheap ones that a lot of people stay. Here's the difference between a cheap one and a regular one. The cheap one has the door to your room on the outside. The regular ones, you got to go inside and go down the hall lobby, to get to your.
Okay.
So
Like
that's how
motel versus hotel.
That's it.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
I'm like disappearing when I get near the camera. It's very weird. Maybe I should just turn that off. It's starting to bother me. There we go. We'll just do that. Whatever. Much better. But yeah, so I expect that at the cheaper resorts, not at the contemporary. It's very odd that someone with a lot of money would want to get into a fist fight. Maybe his manhood was being checked. Maybe someone touched his Rolex.
Well, listen, look, man, you start drinking a little, you might be on a group trip. This might be a bunch of people that all know each other. Like, it might be a group trip and all the women are friends and the guys not so much. And maybe somebody fucked somebody else in the past. Like, you never know, dude. There could be a million reasons why something like this gets out of control, especially after you take a couple drinks,
I'm going to bet it's a family issue, like you said. I bet it's just a large family that went on vacation and Uncle Bill, didn't like what one of his nephews might have said about him in the past, and it just popped off. It's like, I'm tired of paying for all your crap and all your beer and all your booze. You broke freaking Uncle Bill. He just had enough.
These things happen.
Yeah, I hear you.
Alex McCarthy for 2. It's Monday. Meta PC code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO. Thank you, Alex. It is Monday. Joe Music for 2. Ryan, we need your weapons review ASAP. A review. Well, I saw it on Friday. We talked about it on FNT a little bit. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I don't know if I would put it. A lot of people are like, best fucking movie of all time, like blah blah blah. I thought it was really good. There was a couple things like, for me, it wasn't really execution wise or anything. It was like tonally, I didn't like some of the choices at the very end of the movie. Based on the scene in question, I thought it was a little bit too, and it was intentionally like supposed to be funny. Something towards the end that just, I didn't like it in that moment. I'm not a big laugher, Jay. You know that.
No, I did. I have seen people tweet about the ending saying, "Oh man, it was great until the end," or something like that. But I haven't seen the film, so I don't know.
It's obviously like it's a stylistic choice. It's nothing like critical of like the movie or the story or whatever. I liked it quite a bit. Thought it was really good. It wasn't quite as creepy or scary as I thought it was going to be based on the trailers. Certainly some jump scare moments and stuff like that. Good job of like building tension throughout. But yeah, I really liked Weapons overall.
What is the plot of that film? Like, without spoiling it, I guess. Like, what is it about?
I mean, I can tell you from what the trailer. So in this small town, you have a like classroom. I think it was like 18 kids in the classroom in Julia Garner's classroom. And she walks in one morning and all but one of them are gone. They all ran out of their houses at 2:17 in the morning at the same exact time. They like run out and they start like Naruto running almost, this really weird way. And so obviously all these parents are freaking out. The town is freaking out. They try to investigate, try to figure out where all these kids are. They question the one kid who's still there. They question the third grade teacher, all of that stuff. And after that, it's like, okay, well, it's been a month. We have to go back to school. But Julia Garner's character is kind of like a pariah because people suspect her. Like, she's the one thing that all of these kids had in common. There's nothing against her. There's no proof against her, whatever. And it's kind of her dealing with that and also trying to figure out what happened, making sure that the one kid that's still there is okay because he's been through a lot. And then you end up getting these little viewpoints of several other characters that are in this town and work their way into the story. And ultimately, the mystery kind of builds and is slowly revealed until the end, and you figure out what exactly happened. I like it overall. I certainly like it more than, Fantastic Four or Superman or anything like that. Yeah. I liked it a lot. Woodles, sorry. For 2, Deadpool 3 will have made more than 3 MCU movies in 25.
Wow, isn't that crazy? Crazy.
Deadpool 3 made what, 1.5 billion? Did it get to 1.5 or was it 1.3?
Also, like, it's still kind of amazing that a mid dinosaur movie did better than a Superman and Fantastic Four film.
Deadpool and Wolverine did 1.3. So it'll depend where Fantastic Four ends, but it'll be right around there. It'll be right around there. Just a little under 400 million for Thunderbolts, a little over 400 million for Captain America: Brave New World. That's basically 800 million. So if Fantastic Four hits around 500 million, then it'll be right around Deadpool and Wolverine, one movie compared to 3. It's a good point, Woodles. I might have to use that in an upcoming video. Stealing it from you.
And then, just like you said, like, we got that report that Superman is heading to digital, like, in like 2 weeks, like 10 days. August, I think I have it here.
Yeah,
August 26th. 45 days after its theatrical run, you could purchase Superman on digital. Jeez, man.
And there's a lot to that. That's kind of just what people are doing now.
I know. It's just,
you would have thought for this,
crazy to hear.
Fucking bragging about it and all this stuff. And James Gunn's like, you're not going to see this on digital for a long, long time. It turns out that was a lie. 45 days in theaters and then it's on digital. But there's some of that is just kind of the new normal, which is, I think, unfortunate and not helpful to theaters.
No, I agree.
And those are numbers that we'll never see in terms of
correct.
How many people are going to buy or rent a movie that's on video on demand a month or two before it comes out on streaming for no extra charge, right? Those are things that we will never see, that they tell us, oh, we're really happy with how this did, but you never get any real fucking numbers on them. It's that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which helps them try to justify, oh, we brought, this didn't break even at the box office, but with all these extra things included, it absolutely did. We promise, even though we'll never see that.
So with people like not reporting numbers anymore, do you think like we're going to get, like, when Fantastic Four finally hits Disney Plus, you think they'll just put a post, the number one viewed movie on Disney Plus, Fantastic Four, with absolutely no numbers to back it up?
Well, we still have some third-party numbers. Like, we have Nielsen, we have Samba. We have those numbers that we can kind of use to compare it against other things. But in terms of what value that brings, that's always like the big question mark. And yeah, Disney or Warner Brother, whoever, they will pay themselves $50-100 million for the rights to stream the thing that they already own to try to balance their books. CJ, Disney should record their theme park and hotel fights and put them on Disney Plus. It'd be better content than anything else they have on there. Well, they are doing that with their like rides, right, Jay?
That is correct. For some strange reason, you can go on Disney Plus, and they've started to upload all their rides with from Disneyland, and they're doing a terrible job. If they had put me in charge of that, I would have done a better job. In documenting their rides. You're supposed to use a 360 cam when you do that kind of stuff. There's no one else in the ride. You're all by yourself. It's just you and the camera. But yet, like, after watching, not only do they put on Disney Plus, they're putting it on YouTube as well. After watching that, you're just kind of like, that's unfortunate. Like, it's almost like they didn't really care.
Well, all that stuff's already on YouTube.
I know it's true, but it's like, it seems like they're trying to tap into that market now of like getting POV rides from all their parks and putting it in a section so people could just turn it on and make it feel like they're actually in the theme park. I guess that's why they're popular. Maybe they need to make some extra money.
Streamers, you know what I mean? People watch theme park streamers and stuff like that. So I guess they're trying to capture some of that, but
might as well.
Don't know how well that's working for him, but Zach Updegraff for $20. Video about how stimulus checks and COVID-19 policies paying people for not working ruined Vegas because people who wouldn't normally go there were acting ridiculous. Happen at amusement as well, ruining the fun. RK and J, the best. How stimulus checks and COVID-19 policies paying people not working ruined Vegas. I think that in some ways Vegas ruined Vegas. it used to be. It used to be a place where, yeah, if you were fucking loaded, you'd having a great time. You got all this exclusive stuff, a lot of expensive stuff. But there was also a shit ton of like really fucking cheap options for people there, to eat, to drink, to stay, like incredibly, incredibly cheap. And now the casinos are more than happy. These places are more than happy to do that because you get people there and you have them at the tables and they lose money, like whatever. There's ways to make that back. But I feel like there became this desire to make it like class it up a little bit or something. And that results in you cutting out a lot of people who are struggling financially, who have like, well, you knock down this old place that used to be really cheap to stay. You knock down this old place that used to be really cheap to stay. I'm not going. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm not going anywhere.
I mean, Circus is still an option, right? Or did they tear that place down? It's supposed to be the worst hotel on the strip ever. It's the south of the border of Vegas motels. People, YouTubers go there, Ryan. It's crazy. They go to Circus. Is that what it's called? Circus, right?
Yeah.
They go there to record a content of them spending the night in that hotel room, and like with blue lights and all that stuff, to see like how stained and nasty that hotel is. They get millions of views for doing that. I don't know if it's worth my health.
Yeah, I don't know. Not worth my time. Joe Music for 2. The ending's going to be hit or miss. I agree, but you can't argue with the box office numbers. You can't argue with the box office numbers for Weapons. Let's pull these up here. Boom, 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 boom. That's how many clicks it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop, or in our case,
I'm sorry, I'm on my Surface Pro, so if I'm a little skippy.
Wow, Surface Pro, big ball and J. Might as well go to fucking Vegas. So this summer's kind of been dominated, Jay, at least the past month and a half or so has been dominated by big tentpole franchises, whether it's DC or Marvel or another Jurassic movie. Finally, we got to change at least at the top of the box office. Not to say other movies haven't come out. They certainly have. But we finally got to change to that. Weapons, an original horror movie, dominates the box office in its opening weekend. Second place is another sequel, Freakier Friday. I know you've been dying to see that one, Jay. Jay always talks about Freaky Friday, how it's one of his favorite movies. But Weapons specifically, $70 million global opening, almost $43 million opening in the United States. And as you can see, that's good enough for first place, with Fantastic Four falling all the way down.
Jeez.
But, this is a movie, Weapons, that was made on, I believe, a $38 million budget. I think that's the budget. And already after one weekend, they're sitting at $70 million. It's got really good word of mouth. You'd have to imagine there's going to be decent legs to this thing. And look, horror movies are a way you could do this. You can make horror movies for relatively cheaper than you're making a lot of these big budget things. And typically, if they're decent, you can get a good return. And that looks like Weapons. It looks like that's what Weapons is well on its way to doing. And I think they dodged a bullet, because we talked about it the other day, Jay. Pedro Pascal was supposed to be in this movie. He was originally supposed to be in Weapons. Now, because of the strikes, because of delays, because of all these things that happened, they ended up having to recast a bunch of people. Pedro Pascal couldn't do the movie because he had so many more commitments. And I think that is all for the best. Instead of Pedro Pascal, we had Josh Brolin. And I think he gave a really good performance in the movie. I think Weapons dodged a fucking bullet by Pedro Pascal's schedule being too packed. Because honestly, if it was his dumb face on there, I probably wouldn't have cared. The irony is Julia Garner was in Fantastic Four as well. But she gave a good performance in this.
How is Josh Brolin's character? Is it a pretty major role in the film? So if that was who Pedro was supposed to be, was it like a pretty major
I would say he's like the second lead. Yeah, he's like the co-lead.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He is the parent of one of the children that have disappeared. So he's kind of dealing with that and is very suspicious of specifically, Julia Garner's character. And he starts investigating and trying to figure out what's going on. His life has obviously fallen apart because his child is missing. So that's his role in the movie. And I think it was really good.
That would have been weird to have 2 movies back to back where he plays a father worried about his child. right back to back. Freakier Friday. That wasn't the movie I was actually thinking of. I don't think the movie I was thinking of is coming out in the theaters.
What are you talking about?
You said I was excited to see Freakier Friday.
Well, yeah, you're a closet Freaky Friday fan. You always tell me that, Jay.
I don't think I'm talking about this particular franchise.
Okay. But yeah, obviously, this R-rated horror movie just butt blasted Disney's, PG rated or whatever Freaky Friday sequel. And haven't looked at the budget for Freaky Friday, but I imagine it's probably higher than what Weapons is. We can check on that real quick.
See if there's be higher. It's Jamie Lee Curtis and
Lindsay Lohan. Let's see if the numbers will actually load up for us. We can look at Freakier Friday.
Lindsay
20
Lohan.
years, 25 years.
What's the last film she's been in since this one?
Lindsay Lohan, long time.
Yeah, there you go.
Production budget $42 million.
42.
So very similar, actually. Slightly higher for Freakier Friday than Weapons, but it's pretty much the same. But a big win for them and a nice break as well from some of the big tentpole stuff in original horror movie. We saw Sinners do super well earlier this year. That's a release for Warner Brothers. So I believe that Weapons was distributed by Warner Brothers as well, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, New Line and parent company Warner Brothers. So
I do hope we see a lot of smaller budget films that people put a lot of heart and soul and really try to make the best that they got, because it seems like those are the movies that people really want to see, or they're enjoying themselves. Hard to really put your finger on a big blockbuster film that this year anyway that people really enjoyed.
You got to keep the budgets down, right?
Yeah,
like
have to.
Even F1, right? F1, which is having a fantastic run in terms of legs at the box office, which is sitting around $570 million right now or something like that, has a chance to maybe creep up to $600 million when it's all said and done. That movie was insanely expensive. You know what I mean? That movie was insanely expensive. Now, I do think that they got a lot of breaks because I think they got $40 million in sponsorships because it's a racing movie. So they had sponsors throughout the race thing, and those sponsors paid money to be the big sponsors for like the car in the movie. But still, even with that factored in, your marketing budget was still probably a touch over 200, or your production budget, still a touch over $200 million. And that just makes it very, very difficult to turn a profit when your budgets are that big consistently. So if you can have things like this, these can actually be money makers for you. They might not hit 600 million, 700 million at the box office, but if your budget's under control, you're making money.
And I think you're correct too when you brought up the fact that we now live in a day and age where a movie comes out and a month later you can buy it and stay at home and not have to deal with the issues that you dealt with when you were watching Weapon X. I did see that part on FNT where you had people on the telephone talking very loudly. You had people on the other side speaking throughout the whole film. People don't want to deal with the poor theater experience, I guess, so they'd rather not go. But yeah, you keep your budget low. If no one's going to the theaters, but it goes just enough where you make money, then that's a win. So I guess we'll see.
Well, I had a bad experience.
Yeah, sorry. I did. Like I said, I did hear that. Speaking of sponsors,
I had a bad experience at theaters for Weapons.
I heard you even talk to Mike about it to see how you could remedy that.
Yeah, some of Mike's friends, some of Mike's kinfolk. You
want to know what's really bad?
What?
Ryan doesn't even know I'm about to share this. This is like making news right now. Did you know that Bill Gates is backing a company that's making cow-free butter by turning carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and oxygen into fat molecules? They did a whole video on this where they explain the process on how we don't need corn or cows. We can't hurt the environment anymore. We're just going to redirect the cells in carbon and somehow it comes out like butter. That's going to be great for you. So they're already starting to like deliver this stuff into restaurants and bakeries.
I think it's coming from Bill Gates' massive man tits. Like I think that's actually what's going on.
He didn't know where to place all that juice, right? So he's like, let's just start a butter company.
He's like, I gotta milk these things. They're getting too big. It's hurting me. He's like, let's not put this to waste. Let's get it out there.
Oh man, I knew Ryan would say something I'd love to hear. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, it does seem a little strange.
This is the same guy that wants us to eat bugs at movie theater. Instead of popcorn, it's like have a container of crickets with some salted on it. It tastes good. Go for it.
You know what I saw over the weekend that I thought was weird? It sucks that actually here, I'm gonna pull up the actual fucking thing here so that we don't. Did you see what Domino's Pizza tweeted?
Yes. Seems like they're getting a little backlash for that.
Not too much. Domino's Pizza UK, which I didn't even know there was a UK Domino's, but mostly posts about football, sometimes posts about pizza. It's got a gold fucking check mark. Starts with N, and we all love it. Jay, is there a pizza topping you can think of that
starts with N?
Yeah. I'm racking my head trying to think about if there's a pizza topping that starts with that, or
it's got to be avoid the Noid, right? Like that's like our old catchphrase from years ago. Noid.
I don't remember that. What is that? You're fucking older than me.
I know. Domino's Pizza used to have a commercial where it's like avoid the Noid. It was like their character. He was a claymation weirdo. I don't know what they did. They used that as their. It was their character that they had for a little while, and they said avoid the Noid or order Domino's Pizza. So maybe
I guess that was Domino's big thing when they first kind of came out. It was like super fast delivery, right?
Correct. If you got
mostly marketing to like college kids and real poor people and shit. Yeah.
You got your pizza in less than 30 minutes, it was free. Like that was their big gimmick. So, and then I remember there was a lot of fights that would break out, like a lot of because the people at home would be like, hey, it's you're 35 seconds late, So, oh my God, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like this is where everyone's mind goes, right?
Of course.
Is this the Noid?
That's it right there. There he is.
Hora Murata knew.
Yeah.
Look at that. Natural gas.
Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler. Oh, the old South Park clip, people who annoy you. It's a strange thing to tweet out.
It is very strange.
But it does look like a strange account.
Yeah.
Name a game everyone else rates that you think is trash. Define funny. Me, people who think the community shield matters.
Oh man.
I mean, pizza bubble gum. You old enough to remember that?
No, I don't. I was never into those like different things, like where they made like gummy pizzas or like gummy hot dogs and stuff like that. That was never really my thing. If you enjoyed them, then that's you. I just like some Hubba Bubba gum. It's about it. Keep it simple. Bubble gum flavor.
Trash, just for the record.
So
you get flavor for like 2 fucking seconds.
Anything's better than Fruit Stripe. You remember Fruit Stripe? That's like
I do with the zebra on the front.
Yeah, that was like 8 seconds and it's done. You spit it out. You chew the whole pack. You get a big, thick pack like this. You go through it in less than an hour. They did that on purpose. So you go back and buy some more.
Bubblicious or Bubble Yum. What was that called? Bubble Yum?
Bubble
The
Yum,
little
yeah.
cubes, yeah. That shit was good. What was the one that came in, like you rolled it out? It came in like, it looked like a tape measure.
Like bubble tape?
But was that what it's called? Bubble tape?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. I remember that shit. I love that shit.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it was probably awful, but the idea came in such a unique thing.
There is nothing better, though, than freaking Big League Chew. That is like still the GOAT, in my opinion. You rip open it. They purposely made it look like shredded tobacco for kids. They still do it today, even though there's always been people protesting and like you need to change your packaging. They didn't even care. They just kept making it look like you're a kid. You know, all the big league guys got a big wad of tobacco when they play baseball. You can have some too with Big League Chew. They packaged it what it looked like tobacco packaging. I mean, come on.
It's
awesome.
awesome.
Shredded gum. You take it out. You put a wad in your mouth like you're like one of the big boys. It's great.
Do you like the original or do you do the grape?
Oh, I can chew them all. Even the watermelon's good.
I don't know if I had the watermelon too much. Grape and the original. Those were the ones I went for.
They're the best. I still get them anytime you go to Cracker Barrel.
Some sunflower seeds.
The white restaurant. They have them there for sale.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw a picture.
You can even buy a box with like 10 packs in there.
I saw a picture of like a Cracker Barrel that had been like remodeled and modernized.
Yeah, and
it looked
everybody
like
hates
shit.
It looks stupid. Looks
like
they're
why
trying
would
to
you go
turn
there?
into it looks like they're trying to turn it into a Denny's.
Like the point of Cracker Barrel is for white people to feel like they can go back to a better place in time, right? And just for 90 minutes, an hour, however long you're there, like just pretend like you're in a different era. That's the entire point of that place. So I don't want it to be modernized. I don't want it to look like just anything else from like 2010s or something.
I don't know. They sold granny rockers. You know, you waited for your table. You sat outside in those big rocking chairs, you know?
Yeah.
Playing chess and checkers. And then they put that dumb thing on the table. Remember? It's like the triangle where it's like, if you can jump over all of them.
I'm sure you think it's dumb, Jay, because you probably always got with 5 T's left over and it said you were retarded.
I don't know how to do it.
I had one of those T games at my house. Well, my grandma and grandpa's house. They had one when I was a kid. So I got pretty good at it. But yeah, the T game's fucking awesome. I love the T game.
I do too.
Doge, budgeted box office helps studios, but not theaters. Well, yeah, obviously a theater doesn't really care. If a movie makes $1 billion at the box office and it took $500 million to make it, which effectively would mean the studio got like no return. Theaters are super happy with that. Theaters are super happy with that because they sold $1 billion worth of tickets. The studio could make a lot of money on a low budget thing and the theaters would probably not be as happy. You're right, Doge. Damaj and I, Big League Chew. Yes, Jay is an OG like me.
What's up, D?
Bro, Big League Chew is the shit, man. It was the shit. That and some sunflower seeds and Little League. You felt like you're a real ball player, you know? Snacks for $1. What was scarier, weapons or hearing how Jeremy got fired from his first job? I don't know how he got fired. Yeah. I don't know how Jeremy got fired from his first job. So weapons, I suppose, because I never heard that other story. I don't. You don't know anything about that, Jay?
Nope. I'm sure he shared it on Cobra Cast 1,000,000 times, but I don't know. Never heard it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for how he gets fired from his current job. Wake me up then. Wake me up then. But speaking of the box office, I guess we do got to talk a little bit about the other movie that's kind of interesting to talk about this week. And that is Fantastic Four. I think I put Fantastic Flop in the headline. I'm just so creative. Oh my gosh. It just came to me, Jay. I haven't heard anybody else say anything like that.
I love it.
But last week we talked about, despite Fantastic Four's relatively big drop at the box office, so what is it, 66, 67% drop in its second weekend, did not get the hold that it desperately needed after a fairly weak opening for Marvel. We talked about how Bob Iger said, you know what? We're just so happy with the results from this. Yes, we know it'll lose money. Yes, we know it's another failure for Marvel this year, but we successfully launched this franchise. We are so, so happy and stunned and thrilled and can't wait to see how far it can go at the box office. Well, it did not stay on top for long. It fell to third place this week, Jay.
Jeez.
Another 60% drop, already losing a significant amount of theaters. And the Fantastic Four First Steps, despite opening significantly higher than, Brave New World or Thunderbolts or whatever, this third weekend is actually less than Thunderbolts' third weekend at the box office. Thunderbolts pulled in $16.6 million on its third weekend. Fantastic Four could not match that. Now, I do think there's a lot more competition out there right now and things that people can go to than there was when Thunderbolts was in theaters specifically. But still, it doesn't change the numbers. It doesn't change the reality. And it is another massive, massive drop for them. Now we're talking about a movie that is going to, 500 million is legitimately a question mark. I think it'll get there. I think it'll probably be at 520 or 525 or something, maybe by the end. But 500 million is a realistic now. Will it make it? And there's no guarantee at all, especially with how quickly this thing has fallen off. It will struggle to get to 500 million.
That's insane, man. That is Pedro Pascal fatigue, Marvel fatigue, whatever you want to call it. Bad movie, bad writing. We have lost interest. We have walked away. Marvel quickly slipping into Star Wars territory, possibly, where it's just no one gives a crap about so much that I don't even want to talk about it on a YouTube channel anymore. That's crazy bad. The drop off has just been no return viewership, obviously. With 260s in a row.
Yeah, it is absolutely tanking.
And then you're gonna thrust us right into Doom with no build up, no nothing. You're just gonna just throw it out there like we got to do something. So let's just put Doom in there and bring in a bunch of heroes and see what happens. With Robert Downey Jr. leading the charge. That is, I even have doubts on that film, man. Even though it's gonna have a star-studded cast, it's I don't know, man. It's just
impossible not to have doubts with the returns that they've had.
Yeah.
Right. Thunderbolts, less than 400 million. Captain Black America, just over 400 million. And now Fantastic Four, potentially got to 500 million, right? It is impossible not to have doubts about what they're doing. And that movie, for the record, is going to be expensive as fuck. Yeah. It is going to be by far the most expensive movie that Marvel has ever done. We're talking about, I'm not even fucking around when I say the idea of it being a $500 million production budget before all the incentives from filming in the UK get taken out. That is not out of the picture, especially when you consider that Robert Downey Jr. is getting paid what? Fucking $40 million per movie, or was it something like that? Plus, he and the directors got paid a shit ton of money as well. They both have back-end incentives on the movie. So that's going to dig into any potential profit. It is going to be an expensive as fuck endeavor, which means it needs to pay off in a big way.
That movie was the panic button, right? Do you think that movie, getting the directors and Robert Downey Jr. was a panic button push? It's we are tumbling here. We have got to do something to breathe some life back into the MCU.
1000%.
And so it's let's just bring back everybody that was successful. It's a dumb, oh man, that's it's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. You write good stories and you have tons to work with in the comic books. You really do. You have some good ones in there. That's all you really need to do. But honestly, now when stuff has fallen bad, you need to take a huge pause. Just a huge stop. Don't do anything. Maybe a couple standalones here and there, and
honestly,
like the Deadpool, it was like anomaly. It wasn't even connected to anything, like something like that.
The only thing that can get me back, all right,
Brie Larson.
You got to bring back. That's the only way that you can come back. Look, Brie Larson was in a $1 billion movie with Captain Marvel. She was in the biggest comic book movie of all time, box office wise, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Now, little stumble. It's because they included all those other characters nobody wants. Nobody cares about Kamala Khan, right? If it had just been Brie Larson, that thing would have shot to the moon. Okay. Got to bring her back. That's the only thing you can do. Only thing you can do, Kevin Feige. I'm telling you, man.
It was funny. Like, we had rumors of her, like she was going to be the one that leads the Avengers in this new stage to fight Kang. And Jonathan Majors just messed everything up. You wonder if that is going to be, when Doom comes out and it doesn't do as well, you wonder what kind of blame is it going to be? Are they going to blame it on Jonathan Majors because they had to change the story? Are they going to blame it on COVID still? Are they going to blame it on the Trump administration? They're going to blame the fans? What are they going to blame it on this time? So if it doesn't do well, something.
COVID.
You want to know what's not doing well, Ryan? Sorry, another thing that he doesn't know I'm about to share. I'd love to get your take on this. This is the end of an era right here. AOL will discontinue its dial-up internet service on September 30th, 2025, after 34 years in operation. Listen to that sound. You remember this sound? Does it just hit you in the face? You remember that?
Yeah, I'll always remember that specifically. Bang, bang.
He'll stop. And you're connected. Look at that. It's who still has dial-up? Is there anyone in the chat that still has dial-up?
Yeah, that's nobody. There's no way anyone watching this could have dial-up. Now, maybe
my grandma had it before she passed away a few years ago.
Really? Jesus.
She might have. She never was on the internet. I think
yeah, but hell, like if you're just getting cable or like it just comes with a package deal. At
right.
Point,
that's what I'm saying. Like it comes.
We do have to think about all the people in the world that aren't America. Like there's a lot of fucking dog shit countries out there and dog shit like hellholes that maybe do have it still. So I don't know. I have no idea who the fuck has AOL dial-up internet. I would love if they put out a statement to our 56 users still in the United States. We apologize.
Look at this. All right, I should have scrolled down. Look at that original internet browser. Wow.
AOL chat.
Yep. Had a 24-hour. Wasn't it like a 24-hour chat? AOL.
That was
the buddy list. Then you can go into different chat groups while people just talked about dumb stuff.
The world was so different, man. Like the world was so different. I don't know. We're old, Jay.
Hey, tell me about it. I'm gonna die next year, probably.
I hope I die this year, to be honest.
Say something funny at my funeral.
We'll see. Are you you going like open casket? You gonna get cremated? What are you thinking about?
I like the cremation. Just take my ashes somewhere and just fling them in the sky and let it land wherever. About it.
There you go.
I don't want no one visiting my grave. Like, remember the good times.
I kind of want to get buried in a casket, but like instead of like lowering it in the ground, I want you to flip it up so it like takes up less space. You know what I mean? Just bury it vertically.
You know, they
on
have
my head. Bury me on my fucking head. That's what I want.
You know what they have now? Ryan, you can get your carcass wrapped around a tree seedling and buried so a tree will grow using your dead body as fuel to grow.
That's fucking disgusting. What like what happens if somebody stumbles upon that?
I don't know.
Like what
It's
happens
not
if
that expensive. You can get it done.
like what happens? You got somebody with a metal detector out there looking for change or like whatever, and they come across your fillings. They're like, "Hey, what's under here?" And they find a dead fucking body at the base of a tree. That is weird and creepy. I don't like that at all. I want
Maybe
you to
you
cut
just-
down a couple trees when I die.
Look. I'm not making this up. Look at this. One little search. And there you go. Right there. It's possible for you to become a tree after you die. Biodegradable urns that contain a tree seed. Maybe so they grind you up.
Okay.
There you go.
That
That's
is a
different.
little
That's different.
All right. That is such a different story than taking a dead body and wrapping it around the roots of a fucking tree, which is what you purported it to be. Like that is so different.
That's a little different. Yeah.
That is weird.
Okay, hold on. See, this is what I thought. All right, sorry. This is what I was looking for. All right, then we'll be done with this. Sorry. I thought it was going to be like this. Say goodbye to coffins. These organic burial pods will turn your body into a tree after you die. That's what I was thinking of. So
Who
there.
the fuck are those people?
This is the one I was thinking of right here. Where you can be crouched in like some kind of pod and then it becomes a tree. I'd visit your tree, Ryan. I'd bring my dog there.
I had to piss on it. I don't know, dude. That seems weird to me. Not like either bury me on my head or burn me. I'm fine with either. It doesn't really matter. But do not do that. That I will come back and haunt motherfuckers if somebody does that to me. You fucking put me in a fetal position and turn me into a goddamn cherry tree or something. Fuck you.
Oh, that's weird. They turn you into like an apple tree and people's like,
ugh,
eat apples.
I'm still spreading my seed even after death. Now I think about it that way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe that's not so bad.
Eugenio Anime Rican 1976 Olivencia. I'm really excited for One Battle After Another, directed by PTA with Leo, Benicio del Toro, and Sean Penn. Trailer looks great. I did see that trailer. I thought it looked decent. So, give me 2 seconds, Jay.
Oh, no problem. I also I did see the One Piece trailer. I'm looking forward to season 2, which is not coming out next year. But that I hear there's some chat. I hear there's some controversy with the One Piece trailer that they did a race swap character. But the thing is, I don't know that much about the franchise to know, except for what they were showing online about things like that. As Ryan just dumps me in there. Is anybody else looking for? I enjoyed the first season, but it seems like Netflix couldn't change their mind and not race swap a character. They race swapped an entire region, says Pokey. Really? Ah, man, that's too bad. I didn't watch the first season, says Blue Shell. I don't know how like people that were connected into the first One Piece, because it has a big fan base. I'm not sure if they love the first season. Those that are very familiar with the with One Piece. So
I don't care about that One Piece shit.
Yeah, I know. I like the first season, but apparently they race swapped a major character for season 2.
It seemed like half the people that were really liking it had no idea about any of the original content anyway. They just liked the show. So I don't know if those people are going to be that affected by it.
Yeah, that's who I was.
Blue Shell draw 4, Barry Ryan in the Egyptian pyramid with his pharaoh headdress. I'm okay with that. Jeremy's sister/cousin in Alabama still uses dial-up. That might be true, Net Stealer. Mo Zamboni. 1,000 years after the Ryan tree, scientists find his skull and think they've discovered a new species. That's true. They might. They might. Got enough. They might think it's different. MJUK for Ryan's tree burial fund. Thank you. Jay, did you? I know you saw it because you sent me a couple things about it. But UFC has a new home.
Yeah.
UFC has a new home, and it is a big, big deal for UFC and honestly for UFC fans because it comes with some interesting stipulations. UFC has obviously become massive over the past 2 decades, and they just got done with a really big deal with ESPN that a lot of people had a problem with, some of the ways that you had to watch things, all of that stuff. Well, as ESPN is spending a bunch of money to get WWE and also NFL stuff, like bringing into the fold, it looks like a lot of that money is not going to be spent on renewing their UFC deal because that is going somewhere else. Paramount buys UFC rights in $7.7 billion, 7-year deal in first major move post Skydance merger. And that's starting next year, obviously, once the ESPN thing runs out. But it is going to be without pay-per-view. So if you are a subscriber or whatever to Paramount Plus, you'll be able to see it. I think that's probably the way it's going to work. The exposure provided by the Paramount and CBS networks under this new structure is a huge win for our athletes and anyone who watches and loves this sport. Have access to all UFC content without a pay-per-view model, which is going to be crazy.
You think that's a good deal?
I mean 7.7 billion seems like a lot of money to me.
I mean, it's probably the most popular sporting event to watch right now.
Well, it's still not nearly as popular as, the NFL or whatever, but there's obviously a lot of interest in UFC.
Well, I mean, as far as like pay-per-views and stuff like that, right? Like that's got to be up there.
I mean, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, that wasn't a pay-per-view, but that was on Netflix.
Yeah.
But obviously big-time boxing matches like that still can draw a lot. But UFC sustained, once a month, big numbered event, stuff like that. But TKO is the ownership group for both WWE and
Correct.
UFC. So in just a couple days, they get the ESPN deal, $1.6 billion for the pay-per-views over 5 years, and UFC $7.7 billion over 7 years.
That's $1 billion plus a year for UFC. That is a lot of that. I mean, they obviously know that they're going to make that by buying. Well, maybe spending that much money. Man, freak. So now I got to get Paramount Plus to watch UFC.
I like Paramount Plus.
I do too. I almost said I do too, but I like it in the fact that almost all the shows that come on Paramount people really enjoy. So I might have to pull that trigger. I might have to do it. That's where Mobland is at too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
and to put that in perspective, so ESPN for the past couple of years when they've been doing it, they've paid an average of $500 million per year.
Holy crap! What a difference!
Yeah,
what a difference. Well, good on TKO. Deal. Maybe we should buy their stock, huh? Maybe it's going to go up. Who knows?
That's time to buy that probably would have been a couple days ago.
6 months ago.
A couple days ago. Paramount Plus is I think Paramount Plus is really solid. They've got a good balance of shit for everybody. They've got they got good stuff for kids because of some of those properties. And they've also got a lot of actually good original stuff that comes out on there for adults to watch. So with all the streaming services out there, Paramount Plus is pretty solid, I think.
Oh, good. What does that run?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
$7.99 a month.
I have
one
of those
fucking idea.
Things. Yeah.
I have no idea. But Gary says Tulsa King season 3 coming up soon. Gary likes Tulsa King. Mobland was fantastic, I thought. Still probably the best thing that I've watched this year.
So what? Also, was it Landman? What was that called? Lineman or something? Is that
All
that
the
also
Taylor Sheridan stuff comes out on
Paramount?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be time. Might be time for me to get that. Seems like it's all good stuff.
Some
I gotta
people are
watch
saying
UFC.
$14 a month. Some people are saying $60 a year. Probably just depends. But all right, Jay.
That's it.
It's been an hour. Boom, boom, boom. An
We
hour
made it through.
done. What do you got going on today?
We do have the Monday hangover where we are going over Apollo 13 because I believe Jim Lovell passed away a couple days ago. So we're going to review Apollo 13 and go over that. So
There you go. Great movie.
It was like 97 astronaut.
Yeah, great movie. When's
Tom
your
Hanks
stream?
best. 6 p.m. on the Drunk 3PO channel.
All right. I got to go live tonight because I was not able to go live yesterday. So I got to do a makeup stream. So maybe I'll go live after you. Maybe I'll go live at 8 or something.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I wouldn't want to stream over you, Jay.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy.
My name is Ryan.
I know. Thank you. You can stream over me, bro.
No, it's okay. But that's it for us. Thanks, guys, for hanging out.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Snacks said he had a second Rumble chat that I missed.
We'll be back tomorrow where Ryan discuss what kind of tree pod we're going to try to get him in. If it's going to be apple, pear, cherry, huckleberry, pine.
Snacks for $1 says you super chatted on FNT, Ryan. Oh, yeah. Jeremy got fired from his first job. Oh, yeah. Jeremy got fired from his first job for drinking on the job. You know that, Jay?
I thought he doesn't drink.
Well, what made it worse is it was a sperm bank.
Have a great Monday, everybody.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that joke from FNT. Pre-dawn corpse. Notice few bodies hanging from the Ryan tree again. Why are they always black? Thanks, Pre-dawn corpse. That is a perfect way. Pretty sure Gary's going live with the nooner soon, so go check it out. That's it for us. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.